Hello everyone, welcome back to a comprehensive guide to support. We're going to be talking about support Ravana because I have talked about this. Okay, I do know what I'm doing. Now, this is actually something I meant to mention earlier, but if you're going to play a character out of role, please make sure to let your team know in the god selection screen so they don't think you're trying to horn in on someone else's role. This used to be a really serious problem several years ago. I want to say 4 or 5. I want to say 5. Where if somebody didn't get the role they liked, they would. This is before they instituted the little boxes that tell everyone what role they are. Before they had that, it was actually a pretty serious problem where people would call a role. The idea was to speed. It was to like pre-type the role that you wanted in chat and then be the first to hit enter. It was a wild time. And it would sometimes happen where if somebody did not get the role that they were looking for because they didn't hit enter fast enough, they would just be somebody. They would just play as if they were in that role and leave the lane or the role that they were actually supposed to be just left open. And so even though there's now like these roll call things, it still is a really nice thing to do to go on ahead and provide them with very specifically, hey, uh, I'm not nuts. I'm not trying to shoe in on somebody else's thing here. I'm legitimately going to be running this normally, right? I'm actually sincerely going to be playing this character in this role. Just go on ahead and throw out a warning in the chat ahead of time. It's just a nice thing to reassure people. What am I going to want here? Okay, we're going to definitely want Horrific Emblem. Alright, the reason why I'm going for Horrific Emblem is because Naja has good auto attacks, and so does Denzaboru. Kukulkan, if I time it right, is going to be able to be slowed as well. Now, you'll notice I'm going for the Protector's Mask with support Ravana, not the usual Sentinel's Gift. Why is this? Well, as we've discussed in the Ratatoskir episode, the support rat episode, Protector's Mask and its evolution, which I can't remember the name of, they offer you more HP than Sentinel's Gift does and a little less protections. And because Ravana's passive gives him a health shield based on a percentage of his max health, we actually want more health than usual. It does make him a little bit more susceptible to the infamous HP-based damage enemies, such as Achilles, Thanatos, Ares, etc., but we don't have any of those in this match. Well, okay, I believe there is a percentage of health damage on King Arthur's ult, but honestly, it's more important for me to have my delicious passive health shield, and that's going to be increased more by the Protector's Mask than it is by the Sentinel's Gift. Now, again, you're going to still be increasing a lot of the same abilities you would normally. You are still going to be looking to increase Prana Assault. You're still going to be looking to increase 10-Hand Shadow Fist, just like you would in literally any other role. The abilities here don't change. I'm going to have to body block for my boy here. The abilities you start with do not change at all. I was hoping to hit Athena with that, but that didn't happen. That's unfortunate. Now, again, with a more damaging than average support, you are going to be able to push a little bit more aggressively. Athena's a really good comparison because she's a bit more damaging than even your average Guardian, so that's a really nice comparison point there. And we've been able to just poke her out. And again, the key here is that you are damaging both the minion wave and the enemy gods to grab that poke. That's what you really want to do here. And because of the required proximity of the enemy support and yourself, Prana Assault does a great job of that even right from level 1, as you could see earlier. And you'll also notice that I'm really not needing too much in the way of my health or mana because I'm getting my, well, specifically the health, but that's the my passive kicking in and giving me that health shield that I can turn into straight up temporary health, and that protects me and that keeps me from needing my health potions. And I try to auto-attack as much as possible. This is, again, this is going to be one of those situations where you don't quite as aggressively need cooldowns. As nice as cooldowns are on Ravana, auto attacks work just as well. And actually, it's very possible if you really want to go into a particularly aggressive auto attack based Ravana using Animosity as your ultimate starter item instead of the Protector's Mask. I didn't go for this time because the only other auto attacker on the team is Xiblanque, and it's not generally worth it to do for just 2 auto attackers. If I had auto attacking jungle or solo, I might have gone for that. And that's something I would like to do an episode on in future. But I also wanted to first demonstrate to you a pure support Ravana first, so that way when you do want to splash in damage, you can better figure out from there for your own personal tastes, you know, where you want to kind of take this. Now again, we're going to be increasing Prana Assault here. Mostly because, well, 10-hand Shadow Fist does increase in healing, but we're not really concerned about that. We're looking to just support our allies here. And right now we want to clear these waves. We're in the laning phase, so you want Prana Assault for that. It's not going to hit that much harder because, again, you're not building any power. But it does help out with the wave clear here. Alright, another nice thing, by the way, is that the healing from 10-hand Shadow Fist isn't really going to be affected by you being a support because it doesn't scale. So don't worry about that. Your healing is going to be pretty consistent on that regardless. And I honestly don't need to increase 10-hand Shadow Fist because I still have health potions that they've never actually gotten me to use. No, 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 you behave. Oh, he's going ham on that. All right. No, 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 we're okay. Now, why didn't I use Horrific Emblem there? Mostly because I didn't think that Xiblanque was going to have the mana to perform a sustained attempt at killing Athena at that point. I didn't want him to commit that hard and risk it. He wound up being okay, but it was still a risk. But that's why I didn't really commit as hard to that as I could have. No, no, no. Take this. Thank you. He is paying attention, which is excellent. My concern at this point also, this is a separate side, is that Anubis isn't going to be fast enough to keep up with the enemy jungler. He just died, so he's going to be a little behind here. He's died twice. Anubis dying twice there is problematic. I think their jungler is going to have a field day with this because they just... First off, Anubis is slow as hell. Second off, we can take this. They're not paying any attention. They took the safe way back. It looks like Athena's probably gone to mid lane, to be honest. Yeah, I think she has. I'm going to have to switch to mid lane. I'll go back, grab Gauntlet of Thebes. And then we'll go on ahead and back out of here. I'll still increase Prana Assault. I don't need the healing from 10-hand Shadow Fist. I don't want to absorb too much of the golden experience from Xiblanque because, quite frankly, that would put him behind. And I think right now he's in a pretty good spot. He's going to be slightly ahead of Danzaburou. Yeah, he's very slightly ahead. But it should be enough to make a difference there. Alright. Cover the wave here. Make sure it doesn't succumb to the tower. Good, he got his gold. Excellent. Throw a ward down over here. Is this still... Yeah, they're still on this. Okay. I'm going to commit pretty hard to this. Okay, not quite as much damage as I was hoping for, but good enough to force him back. Give Agni some time to pull ahead in terms of golden experience. I need to watch these things die so I get my stacks. There we go. Gonna go ahead and put this here. Agni's already warded his buff, so I'm not worried about that. Okay. I appreciate the communication from the tier. I'm going to throw out just this kind of pointer here. Keep an eye on how the Anubis is pathing. I'm very curious. Nah, he's dead. Here's Athena, which does not surprise me, but it's just going to get her killed, honestly. Good, good. And then we can theoretically kill these two. I'm going to slow her down in the hopes that we can kill her. I accidentally killed her. I did not intend to. I have 0 power. How the hell did I kill her? What? Okay, that was huge for us. I'm not going to stick around for the King Arthur. They don't need to be splitting that with 4 people. That's a wave that's King Arthur there. They just don't need that in their lives. And he's too tanky anyways. He made it back to their tower real quick there. I am going to now at this point go over and gank the Danzaboru. That's it. That's his speed's down. Communicate that to the team. That's fairly important for Xbalanque to know. I'm not going to pull from Xbalanque here. I have no interest in doing so. I just wanted to poke Danza. I'm not sure why Danza was in the jungle that far, unless he has a ward down there and knew I was coming, which is the only thing I can think of, because he had no business being there. Can we take this really quick? No, you're not interested? Okay. We're just going to go ahead and slow her down. We're going to take away her shield here. I don't care. This is a concern. Oh no, I have my ult. I'm going to survive this. We're out. I missed that. Okay. Activate a health potion for once. We're gonna assess the situation. Gonna warn him that potentially Naja might be coming over. We're gonna have to gank this. Alright, that's a problem. Okay. Okay, good taunt, good taunt. I'm dead, but hopefully Anubis can pick something up here. Come on, Anubis. No, he doesn't have the mana for this. Okay, fair enough. It was worth the attempt. Naja coming over. I probably should have abandoned that when I saw the Naja there, to be honest. That was on me. I'm going to go on ahead and at this point build... I want to build very specifically Sovereignty. If only I'd been able to survive slightly longer, I probably would have been able to buy that outright. We'll go ahead and grab a Sentry Ward at this point and leave it at that. We'll be increasing Tin Hand Shadow Fist pretty soon at this point, so I'm not too concerned about needing health potions or anything like that. Gonna go ahead and clear this. Because, again, as a damage support, we kind of just can. Good. There we go. Increase the... Now, I want to point out, increasing the ult increases the damage mitigation, so you always... This is one of those rare situations where as a support, you really want to increase the ult, you really want to level that up, because that's increasing the damage mitigation I get out of it, which is a really good thing. Now, I am going to want to come over here and try to gank Danzabaru just to make sure... Actually, let me throw this down here first. Alright. Now, Agni is going to have a rough time if I don't come over here and help out. I'm trying to bait out the Kukulkan so Tyr can whack him, but this is going to get fairly ugly, I think. Yeah, this isn't going to happen. Oh, we're diving. Okay. Nope, that happened. That's an event. Okay, who is this over here? I thought I saw somebody other than Athena over here. I'm not too concerned about Tyr. He should be fine. Now, the Tyr is able to rotate because he's taken the Tier 1 tower of King Arthur, so that's why he's able to rotate. Can we do anything with this? Yes. We're okay. We're okay. No, we're good. Ah, I figured she'd kill me, but at the very least we took out the Danzabaru. It's pretty likely... Oh, he committed too hard for that. Oh, he got her. at his... Oh, and he got killed by the tower. That's actually pretty cool. Now, when... I don't know if I've said this often enough. I've said this in a couple of episodes, but if you die to the tower like that, the tower gets the credit. The enemy team gets diddly squat for your death. This is very important for assault, but just as general knowledge. What should I build as my magic protections? Self-heal, self-heal. Are they building... No? Well, he... Yeah, but he already has... I'm going to make an assumption here. A bit of a risk. It's a bit of a risk, but I'm going to assume at some point Naja is going to build some form of self-heal. Athena is doing slightly better than me, but that's because she killed me. A little unfortunate, but I'm not really that concerned about it. I'm just going to go ahead and let him blast these with his abilities. It's fine. Alright. Go ahead and throw this down. They don't need me in the left. I'm trying to figure out where Athena's going to go. The problem that I'm having right now is that I can't keep up with Athena. Oh, I don't need Naja here. We're going to just leave this one behind. That's not worth it. It would have been nice to take that, but I'm not going to be able to do so with both of them there. I don't do enough damage for that. I'm a support Ravana, not a damage Ravana. That was a waste of mana. I didn't need to hit those. Good play. That was the smart decision there. I don't think we should necessarily... he's getting slapped. I didn't need to come over here. I should have gone over to the right. That's my fault. He's going to die because of that. No, he's going to make it. I'm impressed. I really am. I should have been over here, to be honest. I should have recognized by that situation that, hey, they don't need me in left. It was a 2v4. Yeah, I don't need to be here either. I'm starting to get really arrogant with this, and I really don't need to be. I probably shouldn't even be doing this, to be honest, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that alone. I'm falling behind because I'm not doing anything. I'll just clear this wave. Oh, we're fighting now. Okay. You didn't commit to the escape, huh? Alright. Boom. Nice. Now I gotta get him out of here. No, he's fine. Nope. There's nothing to fight over here. Oh, wait. You can take this. Oh, we're oh, okay. Gotta go save Agni. Nice whiff. I'm gonna leave Agni to that because I'm assuming for now he has that. I don't know what's going on over here. I do know what's going on over here. You're committing too hard to this, Anubis. We just want the tower. Which I'm pretty sure at this point we now have, so that's fine. We're okay. We don't need to be there. Now I'm grabbing Pestilence because, like I said, I am assuming they will be building some self-heal. I have Sovereignty because they are a physical damage dominant team, plus towers and minions. I am not going to build Heart Ward because they only have 2 people that do magic damage. And while Athena does hit a little harder than your average Guardian, she still isn't going to hit as hard as a dedicated mage. And she's not built... she's got Chronos Pendant, so she's building a little bit of damage there. That's... I don't think we can do anything with this, to be honest. I think we should just gank mid. We have more room to work with here. Oh, we've got this in the bag. He's way too far for this. I have no mana for this either, though, so... We need to get out of here. We don't have what we need for this. I don't have the mana for this. I whiffed that completely. I took almost no damage from that. You're serious. That kind of hurt. That's a problem. Alright, I'm taking all the percentage of health damage right now. Okay, he's gone. That's fine. I want to just get out of here and restore my mana here, please. Please? Can I do that for... okay, I'll wait a couple of seconds for this. They really need to retreat out of there. There's nothing... Well, I suppose they could get the tower if they won that fight. I'm just not sure they can. We started that fight with our front line having too little mana to do much. He's got this. He's going really ham on the abilities, but that I can understand that as a solo. That's actually a really good build. I gotta question the Chronos Pendant on Athena, though. Alright. Must have hit the wall. That's okay. Yeah, we're not going to be able to push that. We can take the Pyromancer easily. This isn't going to be a problem at all. Just like that. No problems. Alright. Where was he that he died? Wait a minute. I lost track of Anubis and then he dies on me. The hell? Okay, we don't need to fight that. We really don't. Gank. We need to gank Danzaburger or he's going to take that tower. Tyr should not be committing to that. There's no reason to. We're not in a position to be able to do anything with that. Hello. Good play. Good play. See, Tyr just went in there for no damn reason. You're right there. There's people hanging around here, theoretically? No? No. Yeah, see, Tyr left lane, did a terrible dive on mid here, and then, as a result, he lost his tower for no reason. There was no reason for any of that. Athena's heading right. I don't care at this point in time. I think, yeah, he's heading right too. Good play. He'll be able to get out. I wasted my ult for that, but that's fine. We have opportunities right here. I did not intend to kill him there. Okay. I am hitting abnormally hard despite... I mean, yeah, I'm an assassin support, but come on. Good. That's pretty big for him. Yeah, he's starting to come online. He's starting to come online. His only real issue is his early game where he doesn't move fast enough. We're able to cover for him, but it was a risk for him to pick that. Agni, what are you doing? Agni, what are you doing? Alright. We have Athena committing hard on this. No, and it was... What are you doing, please? I'm trying to save your life. What are you doing? Just leave. He tried. He tried. He's committing. I don't think we should. We don't need to. We don't need to. This is not a fight we win. It's a 4v5 and we're not in peak condition. They are. Mostly. And I don't like that fight. Okay, we've just turned it around. Quite by accident. Completely. What the hell was that? This has got to be the world's most aggressive Kukulkan I've ever seen for being as far behind as he is. It's absolutely insane. We can... Yep, there we go. I just wasted that. I also have no mana again, which is extremely inconvenient. Should have built Genji's guard. I think, yeah, it is looking like... It's looking like the Pestilence was a mistake. Okay. You hit me for less than 100 damage, but sure. Go for it. You're dead. We've got this Phoenix. We should really be retreating. We don't have... Yeah, we're all out of mana. We're low on health. We need to get out of here. Oh. Get out of here. Retreat. Please retreat. We don't need to be here. The Anubis can only get away with that because he's got Boombas. He's going to go for some camps. He's going to restore himself that way. That's fine. We're actually going to make a swap here. We don't need this. We need this. Mostly for the MP5, also for the cooldown. Now, why didn't I build Shogun's Kusari? Again, this goes back to where the reason why I didn't go with an auto-attacking Ravana. There's just not enough allies that can take advantage of that. That's the long and short of it. Now we'll go for Blink. Yeah, we'll go for Blink, I think, would be the best choice here. And then I need more physical protections. Now I have a lot of different options here. What I am very specifically going to go for, though, is Gladiator's Shield, just to splash in a little bit of damage for myself. Just a smidge. I'm not really going to be looking to dedicate myself to that, but I would like a little bit of cooldowns. I am going to try to sit at the 20% cooldowns here. That is my goal at this time. Again, I do... Ravan's auto attacks are good enough to fill his passive, obviously, so having that available to me, I don't necessarily need to be using abilities the entire time. So I can go on ahead and build Glad Shield for that to get to that 20%. I'm not sure what I'll be building after that. Unless I go... you know, I might go Berserker's Shield, because that passive would really be good with the passive from the Protector's Mask. That would be very helpful. And then finish with Mantle of Discord to make sure that I'm not getting, let me see, 2, 4... I'm going to die. No, I'm not. He hits like a wet noodle. What is this? He's level 16. I'm almost the same level he is. I'm behind the Athena. Which is interesting. But that's fine. Yeah, I'm not really that concerned, to be honest. I might build a more dedicated piece of physical protections, to be honest. Oh, you know what I really need? I'm an idiot. I know what I need, and it's not Berserker's Shield. Oh, you want that? Okay. It's gone, but you can... That's not a fight we need. Just attack. No, 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 no. Oh, you're insane. Alright, fine. You want to do this? Let's do this then. Let's make this a proper party then. That's fine. No, just... That's fine. There we go. Okay, I kind of whiffed that. Ouch. Back off. There goes Tyr. I'm not long for this world either. Taking too much time to go. I'm not going to make it, though. Here I go. Yep. Ah. Alright. Now, I'm going to actually very specifically build, and because both of them have crits, I'm going to build Spectral Armor, which I should have actually built a little earlier, but that's fine. And then we're going to go on ahead and grab this. I have... Okay, so I need 60 more of... 60 more protections of either one. That's fine. We're just going to go on ahead and grab Mantle of Discord for this. That'll push us right where we need to be. That actually might be a little extreme. We might just go for Spirit Rope, to be honest. I think Mantle of Discord would be too extreme. I think that it would overcap my physicals. No, because it would just be... Yeah, it would overcap my physicals. Never mind. They hadn't factored in the Bravery stacks. Oh, no, I have my full 5 Bravery stacks because of Sovereignty. Nice. Okay. Yeah, 55 would be too much. We're just going to go for Spirit Rope. That's going to give us a nice 10% damage reduction as well, which, again, well, whenever we're crowd controlled, which is going to be, again, really a nice combo with, really? You just wasted your absorb stack on that. Just going to go on ahead and do that for the damage reduction. Now, what I'm doing here, why am I going so hard on these two? I just want to keep them busy, just keep them distracted for my peeps in the right lane. I'm sorry, the left lane to do whatever they're doing over there. Okay, I'm now committing a little too hard on this. We have a bit of an issue now. Go ahead and slow you two down. I'm gonna make a quick getaway. Agni probably shouldn't be here, to be honest. I'm taking a lot of damage. That's probably from the Danzaburou. Let's find out. Chin size, Danza. Yeah, it's mostly Danzaburou. He's starting to really slap. I'm not in a position to do anything about that at this point, but that's fine. That's fine. He's really carrying off. He's starting to hit the big time here. He's got chin size. He's got AC. Yeah. He'll probably make this, not that's... I can't remember which one. The one that does increase damage. That's what he's going to go for, I think. Bridge Blanque? Yeah. Okay. Haven't seen that in a hot minute, but sure. He's doing all right with it. You're doing awesome with that build. That's good. I like the Sphinx Bobble use. What I need is... There we go. No, come on. There we go. And I'm trying to assess the situation here. So Tyr is fighting somebody in mid. He's going to have Sheep Blanque there. Sheep Blanque will probably be able to take out Athena because he's actually got good enough pen for that. No, he's backing up. Alright, I'm going to have to go and help out Tyr. If he doesn't retreat like he ideally should be there. I'm going to stop for these harpies and see how he reacts. He's not in any danger right this moment, but I am going to want to keep an eye on that. Also, Sheep Blanque has wandered off into his own direction, which is mildly concerning because I don't know who is over there. We don't have enough ward coverage for this kind of thing. Somebody should probably be putting down more wards, namely myself and Anubis. Or we have Danzaburou right here. That's not the real him. That's fine. They're on Fire Giant without calling it. Which is interesting. They got it. Hands down. Did you see me there, or did you just randomly back up? I can't quite decide. Can we kill Athena really quick? I wouldn't normally recommend... Really? I wouldn't normally recommend going for the enemy support, but... If she's... No, she's already backed up. That's fine. Yeah, he needs to get out of there. This is going to get very ugly very quickly. We need to group up. We should not be alone like this. Okay, that's better. Oop. Oh, he's... Alright. I need someone to... Thank you, Agni. Oh, he's got out. It's a shame. Alright. I timed that by accidentally beautifully. Fantastic. Please kill him, please kill him, please kill him. Thank you. He's the only one that can kill me at this point. We win. This is victory right here. Athena's not going to be able to stop us. We have all of our damage right here. All I got to do is tank this Titan. There we go. Alright, so again, I want to emphasize the fact that you don't necessarily need to be a Guardian to play a really powerful support game. Now you'll notice that my score kind of took a dive at the end. Again, I want to emphasize that if you're a more damaging support, like an out-of-role support, such as Ravana, such as Ratatoskir, you only really want to be... You can only accept kills, so to speak, in the early to mid game. Alright, you'll notice that the Athena had a positive score. You'll also notice that, generally speaking, Her allies didn't have quite so many kills. This isn't exactly coincidental. While she only had a couple of kills more than I did, you'll notice that King Arthur had a really rough time here. And I am kind of wondering if, well, quite frankly, the Danzaburou had a little bit of a rough time. He only really came online very late in the game. And it's just, you'll also notice that even though I have fewer kills, I have more gold than she does. Alright? What essentially the problem is, and I've covered this before with supports, but I think it bears repeating with damage supports very specifically, such as Athena, such as Ravana, is it's okay to take kills in the early to mid game, assuming that your allies are in a position where they can recover. Now, very early in the game, no one has any kills, or the team kills are in the single digits, the team wide kill total. Um, that's fine. If you grab a kill or two at that stage, that's fine, because you're not going to be able to really assess at that point. Hey, this particular let me see. I was sorry, I was distracted by the hilarious conversation. Um, you can roll those early kills as a damage support into some nice mid game damage. Get that psychological fear into them. Maybe you can do a decent enough amount of damage to tip the scales in your favor. That's fine. But starting from the mid lane onwards, you start stealing kills from your allies, and they're not going to be able to scale quite properly into the late game. Now, why is this? Why is the mid game so specific for this? Well, in the early game, a lot of your damage dealers have their own lane to farm. ADC has the left lane. Obviously, the mage has mid lane. Solo has right lane, right? As a support, you don't have your own lane. You're sponging off of one of the other lanes. So if you grab a kill or two in the very early game, that's, if you're a damage support, that is, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because that opens up a couple of avenues for you that tankier supports don't have. You might be able to clear a wave or two by yourself. You might be able to actually do significant damage to an enemy. There are all kinds of interesting things you can do with that, but those are the big two. A third one is maybe you can clear a jungle camp by yourself, which you'll notice in the mid game I was able to do. And that kind of the first time I cleared the health harpies, they were a pretty quick kill, and then the second time I was a little bit behind, and I wasn't doing as much damage because I was transitioning to that late game, and it took much longer. That's a case in point. But when these normally laning allies of yours, the ADC, the mid, the solo, they leave their lane to join in the team fights, now you taking away kills from them is going to hurt their experience and gold levels, because they should theoretically be the ones getting those kills at that point, right? Basically, and there's going to be a lot of people who will tell you, oh, you should stop, picking up kills here and there as a support at this level or at this time period. The reason why there's so many answers to this is because the actual truth of the matter is, when team fights become consistent, you really need to stop stealing kills or picking up kills if an ally is nearby to grab them. Obviously, if you're the only person there and this person is 2 HP, obviously you should finish them off. That goes without saying. But you shouldn't be chasing kills at that point as a support. You shouldn't be trying to steal the kills of your allies at that point, if you even are trying to steal kills beforehand, which isn't generally support behavior anyways, but some people do that. And if you are the kind of support that likes to do that, that's fine in the early game, but starting in the mid game, when you're starting to see team fights become more consistent, that's going to start hurting the allies that need those kills to keep them on the same pace as their opposition, right? Your ADC starts falling off, they're not going to be able to kill the enemy tanks fast enough. Your mid lane starts falling off, they're not going to do the wide sweeping amounts of team damage that they need to be doing. They're just not going to have that damage there. There are ramifications to a support at that point stealing kills. Again, in the laning phase, you grabbing a kill or two, that's fine. your allies at that point generally can spare it because they have waves to farm. You don't necessarily have that. You're typically sponging off someone else's, whoever's the highest level, ideally. But once those team fights starts coming up, that's where it becomes a problem. And based on the Athena's score here, she didn't stop in the mid game. She didn't stop grabbing kills. Now, I'm not going to necessarily slam her too hard on this because I also don't know the circumstances of these. I don't know if this was an accident. I don't know if she was just finishing off someone who was low HP. I don't know. But it is an indication that one way or another, she was pulling a couple too many kills at the mid game. Because you'll also notice that my 2 kills were... my first kill was early on in the laning phase. My second kill was right at the cusp of when we started to get into some pretty serious team fights. We were just starting to team fight. We didn't even have full teams at that point. We were looking at just the mid, the support, the jungle, and the ADC coming into these, but still. And then I kind of backed off on that. Now, how do I know... Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, but Professor, aren't you kind of mildly assuming the Athena still kills? Well, yeah. She built Chronos Pendant, alright? I've talked about this before. Supports don't need this. Yes, the passive is tempting. But a better option is Breastplate of Valor. 20% cooldowns, doesn't have the cool passive, but does have physical protections. It does have mana. It does have MP5. There's really no point to building Chronos Pendant when you have Breastplate of Valor as a viable option. If you build Chronos Pendant as a support, you're basically letting everyone know that you're not averse to stealing a kill or two, basically. This would have made more sense. See, I wouldn't even slam this if she had Sphinx's Bauble, but she didn't. And this also, she didn't die so often because she did her backing really well, actually, and that's a really nice thing about Athena. But this Athena clearly knew what they were doing in general as a gameplay, which is fine. But it just looks to me like there was a couple of kills taken away from allies who needed it. For example, Danzaburou could have really used it in the mid game there. And if Danzaburou had maybe hit level 20 a little earlier, maybe he could have done more against Tyr and myself, and maybe turn around more fights. Who knows? But yeah, again, we've already covered a lot of Ravana's abilities and how they can be potentially very supportive. Again, I very specifically use Lano's Mask for the higher HP value, because that's 300, this is 200. Again, that's more specific to Ravana's passive. And once again, I have to remind you that he doesn't need tons and tons of cooldown reduction either. He can get away with 20-ish%, maybe even 10% if you're feeling particularly bold. I went with Pure Tank this time, mostly because of my team comp. If I had a more auto-attack aggressive team comp, maybe I could have gone into Animosity and done a really interesting support auto-attack Ravana. That's an episode for another day. But I did want to cover Ravana as a support because I mentioned it before, and I showed you how effective Rat can be with that. And Ravana can achieve very similarly useful results. Obviously, my score here was better. Rat slaps a little bit harder as a support because Flurry reduces protections when he has the thick bark acorn, so he tends to hit a little bit harder than Ravana does. But it doesn't really make a difference because at the end of the day, you're still trying to support your team. And Ravana absolutely is, as I hope this episode proved, Ravana can do that. Again, he's one of the very few assassins I'm comfortable bringing into the support role. There's very few that I'm happy doing this with. Ratatoskir, Ravana, I think that's about all I would ever bring into the support role, willingly, personally. No one else has the complete capacity to do so. They all have their own unique flaws that prevent them from really being effective in the role. But I did want to cover that. That'll be... I'll eventually, again, I want to do follow-up episodes on both Ratatoskir and Ravana supports, because there are alternative builds for these two that are very useful, that do bring some unique pros and cons to them compared to what you've already seen in this series so far. But those are episodes for another day. But thank you all very much for joining me. If you liked this, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, please ignore me. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, ideas, suggestions, or requests, please leave them down in the comment section below. And thank you all very much for joining me, and have a great 24 hours.